If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. I've made several videos in the last few days talking about some of the troubles that we've had finding campgrounds. The reason I talk about these things in my videos is so I can tell those who are wanting to come out here, the reality of the lifestyle is. Now, I made a video yesterday where I talked about everybody telling me to go out west because all your problems will be solved then. In that video, I wish I would have said, is just because people are telling you to do a thing on a YouTube video does not necessarily mean that that is the only way to do things. Another common comment has been, go get a 1,000 Trails membership. First of all, there's a big YouTuber who has just gotten a 1,000 Trails membership. And so I assume that's why all of a sudden I'm starting to see all these comments. 1,000 Trails membership. I haven't heard anybody comment about 1,000 Trails membership in almost a year and a half. So I'm assuming the reason why 1,000 Trails is becoming such a popular topic right now is because there's a big YouTuber who has just got this membership. Okay, so what is 1,000 Trails? Again, I haven't done a lot of research on this, and there's a reason why I haven't. I'll get into that in a minute. But essentially what it is it's a membership where RV parks that have electric, water, swimming pools, showers, sewage, are all part of this package. And it's all throughout the country. And so you spend money to become a member where you can take your RV and camp in these campsites for either free or at a reduced rate. Assume that there's like 700 participating campgrounds in this membership. And so you travel from one to the other. And I think a lot of them still, the regular rules apply. 2 weeks, you can stay there, quiet times, the whole deal. Since I've had so many difficulties finding free campgrounds here lately, and the three major reasons right now, and this is only a temporary problem, it's not going to be a long-going problem, is one, we traveled from Missouri to Mississippi and really just used up all our gas money. So all we really got to do is just wait a month. We budget $160 a month. Yes, we can increase our budget, but then it's really not a budget if you're increasing your budget because of a temporary problem. So instead of increasing the budget, why not try to work within the budget? Kind of why people have a budget. Well, then we had the government shutdown. The second reason is the hurricane here in Florida caused a lot of the campgrounds to shut down. The thing is the 1,000 Trails membership, there's not a lot of information on. It's kind of like one of these things, you buy it and hope for the best. The most that I can tell you about it is a blog that I read about it. Somebody told me about it. And really the blog, the only thing it said was, it's not really that great of a deal. These memberships can run anywhere from, $2,500 to $8,000. But one of the things they talked about in the blog is, if you want to be, down South Florida, for example, and you spent all this money, your expectation is to go down to South Florida. Well, they may not have campground down there. So that means you have to stay up here, let's say in North Florida. Whereas with me, if I wanted to go to South Florida, I can go down there and I can hunt around until I find something. I know the Ocola National Forest. There's things available everywhere. It's just a matter of finding them is my problem. But it's not so much that I've spent a lot of money and now I can't have anything. Again, one of the other issues is the freedom that I get to experience out here. But there's a lot of restrictions in some of these campgrounds. Some of these campgrounds, for example, don't allow children. Or they say that, there's a lot of rules on the children. They're not allowed to run around and play by themselves. You got to be with them all the time. There's no playgrounds for them. So, there's all kinds of family restrictions. But I like the freedom to be able to, come out to the National Forest. And if my battery, for some reason, I decide to use too much battery in the middle of the night, I can get up in the middle of the night, start the generator, and not bothering anybody because there's nobody around. The reason I specifically don't feel comfortable about getting this package is there are a lot of RV campgrounds that restrict the kind of campers you can have on their campground, on their RV park. A lot of them say your camper can't be older than 10 years old. Now, my dad happens to manage an RV campground. And these huge Class A's come in there and, spend, $50, $60 a night. So it's quite profitable for these RV campgrounds to get these high-priced RVers in there and restrict the older RVs. Even some YouTubers have complained about this. There's a YouTuber out there who has an Airstream, and it's over 10 years old. Really nice Airstream, and they wouldn't allow them in a campground one time. Well, now look at my piece of junk. It's a box that I built. I mean, I love my box. It's a great camper, but they were not going to allow it in campgrounds. And I know this because the week I built, I went down to Dad's campground to let him know that we were leaving the state where we're going to head on out. And I wanted to say goodbye to my dad. I mean, that's where he worked. No sooner did I pull into the campground, some of the campground hosts come up to me and says, "You can't be in here, you got to leave. We don't allow campers that are older than 10 years old, or homemade campers, or schoolies, or vans." So even my own father, who was a manager of this campground, couldn't control, couldn't give me an allowance to just say goodbye to him. Well, let's just say there's 700 campgrounds that are memberships, and half of them don't let me stay in the campground because of the 10-year-old rule. Well, that's a huge restriction. Now I'm only down to $350. So I've paid $2,500 to $8,000 for 350 campgrounds spread out throughout the country. So that's my biggest reason why I don't spend all kinds of money to get this package. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.